that way though. That's
why?
not.
Why don't? What? Hold on a second.
I don't want to see her as.
Go
ahead.
My hand is up in the air, folks.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah. Kari is a beautiful woman.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah, and she's sexual.
Yes, 100%.
So
trust me.
Yeah, I almost sometimes feel like I've already had sex with her because of how much you talk about having sex with her. No, but it's true. But you love her so much, and I love that about you too. And I think that sexualizing a woman that is in your life is not the same as watching porn. And I'm not saying that that's what you said. You were like, oh, I watched all of this shit when I was a kid and now it's not the same. I'm like, well, no, of course it's not the fucking same, but you can still be porn stars together.
Yeah, but
right? Why not? Why not be each other's porn stars? That's what you have sacrificed all of this fucking religious bullshit. Sorry, I hate it. To wait, you're waiting even more, and then you're adding all these other controversial shit to it that just you're overthinking it so much. It drives me insane.
I don't want us to have that porn star. We're both each other's porn star. Because porn,
why not?
Because porn is completely fucking fake.
No,
yes, it is.
Hold the phone.
Porn is so fucking fake.
Okay,
I don't really give a shit what people say. Oh, there's emotion.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
You can. I'm sorry. Porn is so fucking fake. They get paid for it. It's a fucking job.
I mean, everybody's got their niche.
You may love sex. You may love it. I love sex. Everybody loves sex. But my God, if you're gonna have sex with this guy and that girl, this guy, this as part of your job, women and men in that industry have become fucking tools.
Okay, and that's fine. That is fine. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the two of you guys having this fucking badass sex life that is porno style.
No, I don't want that because again, porno style. When you say porno style, I'm immediately thinking it's a fantasy world that I.
But why can't you have fantasies? You don't expect her to show up in a cute little squirrel girl outfit every now and again for sex?
Yeah, but that's to me that's
porn though, baby.
It's not to me. That's not related to porn. The definition what I see as porn is fake sexual industry used to produce for money making that exploits our sexual desire as human beings.
Okay, I mean I'll take that.
That's how I see it. That's how I see porn.
Did you Google that?
No, that's how I feel. I swear to you, I didn't. People, with you. I didn't Google it. I didn't. I know
you didn't because I didn't hear your keyboard.
No, you would have heard it.
I don't.
These keyboards are clicky.
Yeah, they're clicky, and our mouses are as well.
I feel
if we're ever doing anything, any other shenanigans outside of what we're talking about.
I feel that porn fuels our sexual desire, which is why it makes so much money. It eats on it.
So are you angry about the people making money, or are you angry at the industry? I'm curious because I don't love the industry. I don't. This is not something that I donate money towards. But I'm also not a hater because the industry has changed significantly, especially with testing and STDs and all that stuff. That's that's our next topic is STDs. Not today, obviously. But I'm just, fuck, dude. I love role playing. I love throwing in the dirty schoolgirl, the hey daddy, all that shit. That comes from an inspiration from porn. It doesn't mean I like porn. It just means that I understand the need, and I'm much older than you, honey buns. I don't know why I just called you honey buns, by the way.
Please don't.
Yeah, it's totally weird.
Honey buns?
Yeah, I don't even think I've ever used those two words together.
Please, let's keep going.
Fucking asshole.
Two?
I mean, I know I'm older than you, and I'm not throwing that in your face by any means. But I'm just saying, dude, 41 is different than 26, and you gotta, spice things up, and that's just what's gonna happen. So, I'm not saying watch porn. I'm saying take some cues from it.
Yeah. See,
you know what I mean? Because fantasy is part of life, though. If you don't fantasize about like you've talked about, like you want this like big job at Disney or whatever. If you don't fantasize about that, it's the same premise as far as I am concerned. It's a dream board. It's like, dude, this is what I want. This is what I'd like to have. This is what I can do. These are the things I can do and play this out. And what's so cool about sex is you can make some fantasies come true with your wife. It doesn't mean that you're going to be like shoving fucking corn cobs up your ass, because I don't know whose fantasy that is. It certainly is not mine.
Especially without lube.
Oh, God, seriously. But it's ribbed for her pleasure.
I tried. I really tried there.
You tried putting corn up her asshole?
No. I tried making a sexual joke there, and I'm kind of regretting it. Because
I mean, you bring it, I respond.
Thank you.
This is how I roll. But I'm just like, you know what I'm saying, though,
I
babe?
do.
You know, it's like,
I get.
Dude, fucking love up on that girl of yours so hard.
No, I get it. And we've talked about, fantasies. You've actually talked about, we actually have. We talked about, and this is being, again, kind of bare with it. We were like, hey,
almost. Our podcast is not called Kind of Bare.
We're almost bare about it. Like, hey, would you be down for like handcuffs? And I remember I mentioned that to you. Me and Kari talked about
Hell
it.
yeah.
And she was like, oh, and I'm like, and Kari, and what's funny, Kari, I think if I'm not mistaken, like,
God, I kind of feel like I need to make love to her.
Like, oh my gosh, Lord. Kari, I think, tried to look at porn once, and it wasn't her jam either.
No, it's not my jam.
It wasn't her jam,
Yeah.
but she never saw like handcuffs as like in porn, and was like, "Oh, we gotta try that." I guess in my own head, and I'm not trying to like be like, oh, give a pass for like, oh, it's John being in his head because he was 13 years old and all this porn consumption. I guess I my own head, because of all the changes in my own brain, what I feel what porn did in my sex life was I craved a certain type of sexual desire, and it didn't live up to the first time.
It was the first time.
It didn't live up to the first time, and it didn't live up to the second or the third.
Well, so you put up expectations for what it was going to be.
Of course.
Yeah.
But not just the expectations, but just like what porn is, why I'm so angry with the porn industry, because it's a fake fucking story that they play off again of our sex drive, and that's not something to fuck around with.
But hold on a second. So don't you go to like the movies and watch like normal movies where people are having sex?
Yeah, of course,
and they're getting pushed up against the walls, and it's like this whole thing, and they're lifting their legs up, they're lifting their skirt up. So you're fine with that?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because it's the same fucking thing to a certain extent. You guys are both moviegoers. You love them. You could never catch me in a movie theater because I'm 100% for sure going to be murdered in a movie theater. Just like it's why I don't go in the ocean, because I'm for sure going to get eaten by a shark. But it is what it is. It's kind of fucked up that porn is porn. But quite frankly, like, hey, one of my favorite movies on the planet is Eyes Wide Shut. Have you ever seen that? It's a Stanley Kubrick.
I have not.
Oh, fuck my life. Okay, so your homework assignment tonight is to watch this movie.
Okay.
Stanley Kubrick, which of course is super dark and twisty, and he's amazing. But it's about sex, and it's about showing up and seeing things that you've never seen before. And that's this whole Eyes Wide Shut. Like, holy crap, I have been around every single one of these people, and I had no fucking idea what was going on around me. And so it's a really good premise to it. It's a long movie, though. It's like, I don't even know, 2.5, 3 hours. It's really, really good. In fact, it's in our YouTube account, so you can watch it for free.
Thanks. That was for me, not for you listeners.
That's okay.
That whole last minute was just for me. We love you, though.
Hey, we love you. At the end of the day, I'm all about you and Kari. So
of course.
What can I do?
So going back to what we were saying, you had me pondering and thinking while you were kind of telling me what you're recommending to watch on YouTube TV. Sorry, everybody, you can't get that.
I mean, they can get YouTube TV.
But just not our.
What the fuck you're talking about?
Anyway, so I came to realization when you were talking about, what about, the passionate sex and the passionate kissing, and that ultimately leads to sex that night. Obviously there's my views on that. it's interesting that when I think of my religious views, there, you know that there's an entire book of the Bible dedicated to just romantic love, and that is the Song of Solomon. And I'm not trying to block you. I'm giving you an overgrowth. Trust me. And I realized that entire book.
Lyndsay's head just hit the floor. I'm all good. I'm back up. I'm back up.
Just that entire book, and this just goes to show you again who I am.
Isn't it called the Song of Solomon?
Yes, that's what I said, Song of Solomon.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Because I actually do know a little bit about the Bible.
So the entire book is about love making. And some of that stuff in there is super, super
no, it's
erotic.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's erotic as hell.
Yeah, because
about what
that's
Solomon
what we do with each other.
It's Solomon, what he wants to do to not just his wife, but more than one of his wives. No, I get what you're saying.
God.
Hold on, I get what you're saying. But that was written, that time was before the coming of Christ. I'm not blocking you out. I'm going to stop there.
No, it's totally fine. I understand
because
BC.
After Christ, obviously, one man, one woman, marriage. But that Bible book speaks volumes of how we are supposed to see each other, how I view it as this romantic courtship, the garden, walking in her garden. I mean, my God.
Oh, my God. I'm going to barf everywhere.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? And
no, I see what you're saying.
Okay, cool.
I see what you're saying. 100%. I was raised Christian. I know the Bible.
So you're going back to your point, you're bringing up, what we see in movies. In a way, you're right. That is a fantasy of what, like, oh my gosh.
Of course.
Like you look at the Notebook.
Don't even take sex out of it.
No, of course.
No, but hold on. Take sex out of it. If you're going to the movie theater and you're watching a movie, like, for example, one of my favorite movies of all time is Thomas Crown Affair. Because I am totally a klepto. I steal a lot. I don't know why I do it, but I do. I just know that I have this fantasy of ever since I watched Thomas Crown Affair. And I have an old boyfriend of mine. He and I both have the same like school of thought in regards to this. Like we both always wanted to be like these crazy like thieves. Like we wanted to like steal famous art, and we wanted to like live this crazy life together, and we wanted to like travel and all of this. And so I'm circling back, which I know you love when I do, to the fact that fantasies are very, very different, and they don't necessarily have to be sexualized fantasies. I mean, this is a very sexually fantasy as far as I'm concerned, to be a fucking art thief. Like, certainly better than stealing lip gloss.
Definitely.
Yeah, totally. But I steal a lot of shit, but that's for a whole other show.
No, and I get it. I get what you're saying about fantasies. Like me and Kari have talked about having sex in a car, and obviously. And there's fantasies like, oh, let's be dangerous. And I guess I stand by as long as sex is respected. And that sounds hella corny, hella like, oh my gosh, John, what the fuck? But I do mean that.
It doesn't sound corny.
Okay, good. As long as sex is just respected. And I feel that porn, sex, the meaning of sex, the coming together of man and woman, or I mean, my God, man and man, woman and woman, whatever. Again, you know my view, but I love everybody. Trust me, I love you. I'm here for you. All that good stuff. Do you in that, but as long as that sex is respected, that your partner is being respected.
I get
and
it.
I feel that porn doesn't do that. I feel that porn just manipulates each other for the power of money, and for
all it is just sex.
Yeah, and for the consumption of just like, let's get it off, and for a guy or a woman to be in bed watching, these two, or this POV video like I was, how I felt super lame at the time, and just jacking off and feeling more empty than I started with, And that's what porn did for me. It could be porn. I mean, I want to hear from you on this part, because this is where I really want to hear these emails of, oh, porn changed my life.
Sure.
For the positive.
Yeah.
The negative, I already know. I've been there, honey. I've been there. It's negative for me. I want to hear your positive stuff. I want to hear, oh, porn changed my life in my marriage. My porn changed my life in the way I view women. Like, I'm actually empowered in a good way, and here's how. I want to hear that stuff, because again,
I do too.
And not that I'm calling bullshit on you. I'm looking at facts from obviously my number one organization, fightthenewdrug.org, shameless plug. But I'm just saying, there's more negatives from what I'm seeing than positives. You know what I mean?
Well, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm not saying that porn is a positive thing by any means. I was in and this is just like a quick little story before we jam out, but I